Well, another day, another adventure. You all know where I am today. I need the confidence boost. I don't usually blank when I fish here, but 4 sessions on the row and blanking, that's just no fun. So let's see what today brings, shall we? Another day out on the loch. I'm going to be enjoying a cigar today. I have a Cuban cigar and I have some bacon. So we're going to be doing cooking with scobes that are on. I'm in bad need of a confidence booster because 4 blanks in a row just isn't much fun. I have the 4 rods out. On the furthest one I have a big rainbow trout. Then I have a roach, then I have a smelt, and then I have a, I think I threw out, I don't know what I threw out, I think it was a mackerel tail. Can't remember, but before I get too concerned about what bait's out in the water, I'm going to get the stove on the go, get a cup of tea or a cup of coffee even. I don't know why I keep saying tea, because I don't really drink tea. The wife drinks tea. But anyway, cup of coffee time. And let's see how today goes. I've just went and juiced up the big rainbow trout with some salmon oil. Which reminds me, I'm running out of salmon oil. Need to get some salmon oil. Rainbow trout, big roach, pollen and smelt, that's the baits that's out. The rod pod baits I've left alone, I haven't touched them. But the rainbow trout and the big roach, they got juiced up. And that's forming quite a nice slick going right the way down. The wind's going that way, so you can see the oil slick going that way. One got sardine oil and one got salmon oil. So that should be good for them. I have a fella, I think he's from Belfast, that's beneath me here in the on a bit of a stone jetty. So far I think he's had 1 run, but there's not been any pike, so I did go to another location today, but the access through the field to get down to the venue was padlocked, so I didn't get down there. I'm going to join a club next year to get access to a tench fishery that apparently holds decent tench to about 6-7 pound. That holds some pretty good rudd as well to 2 pound. So I'm looking forward to that next year. It'll be something interesting to do. It's been ages since I've done some waggler fishing for tench. I used to love doing the waggler fishing for the tench. Brilliant day's crack, really was. So that'll be in the videos next year. I'll also be doing the overnighters, starting them in January. It's not cold enough. Temperature at the minute 6 degrees. It's not cold enough. Ideally I want it to be just 1 or 0, just so that there's, you know, really cold. I'm on the Upper Lough today. I've give the lower a miss because it's just been fucking hard. I know I'm in the right place. I know that the shoal fish are there. I was fit to see them on the deeper, and that on one of the lines I must have, you know, brushed past them because the line came back and there was bream slime on it, so I know there's bream there. And in that particular bay, once the bream are there, the pike should be there, but 3 days of fishing it constantly tells me that the pike haven't arrived quite yet. That's the problem with such a large expanse of water. I mean, the powers that be here tagged some bream, and if you get a chance to Google the maps, go onto Google Maps even, and look at Lough Erne, you'll see the upper, the river, and then the lower. The lower is the bigger one of the two. No, we have a little touch on the bit. It might be the wind just. Anyway, the lower is the bigger of the two lochs. They tagged bream that they caught on the river in Enniskillen town, and these bream basically come into a certain area on the river inside Enniskillen. There's a spawning bay that everyone knows, but I'm not going to tell people on the internet. They come to this spawning bay, they come about May time, they spawn, and then they go back into the lower loch. Well, they tagged these fish and they basically followed them. And if you can imagine, if you look on the maps, you'll see Enniskillen, and you'll see Kesh, and you'll see over towards Castle Archdale. Basically, the bream left Enniskillen, went straight up to Castle Archdale, and then went in like a triangle motion from Enniskillen town, Castle Archdale, Kesh, and they basically went like that there throughout the year. People underestimate the amount of fish that move. The amount of fish in this shoal is huge. You know, and how fast they move. Basically, they're grazing. I think that they're going from food plot to food plot. I think that over the years they know that there's a bed of like bloodworm here, so they'll go there, eat it, and then move on to the next area of food. There's obviously positions in the loch where they feel more comfortable. I know trout guys that are, when they're trolling for trout, you know, over maybe 50-60 feet of water, they'll come across a shoal of bream sitting, you know, at 45 feet, just sitting there. You know, that's still a lot higher off the bottom. They're not feeding, they're just sitting in that layer of water. You know, again, miles from the shore. But the bream shoals are there. There is still big bream shoals on the Erne. It's just persuading them to stop where you want them to catch them. I mean, there's a couple of guys that I know that fish off boats, and they do regularly, you know, do very well, because they'll basically search the loch, find the shoal, and fish on top of it. You know, or they'll pre-bait an area that's out of distance from the bank guys, you know, so nobody on the bank's going to hit it, and they'll basically pre-bait a little hole. They'll come back to it the next day, it'll be full of bream, and they'll have a good day's fishing. You know, and fair play to them, that's what they do. But for winter fishing, for me as a pike angler, I want to be where the shoal fish are. Now, when I got down here this morning, there was 4 pairs of cormorants in front of me, working. Basically, they started up. There's a shipping marker where you can't go any. The shipping markers here are red and white. The white is the good side, the red is the bad side. If you're in a boat and you're going through the red side, you're going to crash your boat. So you stick in between the 2 white markers. So these cormorants are basically sitting up there, and they're working their way down. At the minute, they're in the bowl that's down here below the bridge. So they're basically working their way down. That tells me that there's shoal fish here. And then when I cast deeper about, I did see a lot of shoal fish. So there should be pike here. Pitching wood. I'll give that smelt and pollen another hour, and then maybe swap the baits to something else. You know, give it something brand new that hasn't been used. But at the minute, I'm still feeling kind of positive. Still enjoying the day. Let's face it, I'm fishing. You always got to enjoy it when you're fishing. Might cook some bacon sandwiches here in a minute, but it's not been a bad day so far.
1 hour later.
Just gone 20 past 1. The fella that was fishing below me, he's went somewhere else. It's a bit slow, but it's okay. Gone away, you! Get! I've got somebody's shitey dog that just thinks it's awesome to come and pish up your fucking bivvy. Again, humans, that don't look after their animals. Just let them roam free to shite and pish all over everybody's stuff. Some people shouldn't have dogs. I love dogs. Some people shouldn't have them. I'm standing here and I was trying to make a cup of coffee, and the next thing I seen was the dog pissing down the side of my bivvy, and it's like, oh nice, fantastic, that's just what my brolly needs, is dog pish down the side of it. So I've boiling hot watered it to try and get it off. Changed up the bits a little bit. I've put a herring out instead of the big roach. When I was bringing the big roach in, the guts had obviously burst in the big roach, so it's no longer being used. Still plenty of time for a fish. I'm going to make something deep now. I'm going to make a bacon sandwich. I think it's time for a bacon sandwich, don't you? Just to cheer myself up after, you know, somebody's arsehole dog pissed over everything. The cheeky fucker actually went nose. It's a good job I have a bait box, but I have a bungee cord wrapped around it. I was doing something with this is after I've chased it away the first time, after pishing up the side of my brolly. When I come down, and it has dragged my bait tub out to the middle where my car is, and it's pawing on it to try and get it open. I was like, you cheeky bastard. But it's okay, everything's good, all calm, all is calm. Today we are having ciabatta and cheesy rolls with Erne Country Meats Limited bacon. This stuff's actually quite thick, so it should be really nice. But let's get the oil in the pan, because you need oil in the pan. You know when it's too cold, the oil starts to go into two different bits, so you just have to shake it up. Give it a shake, it doesn't do any harm. There you go, it's kind of cloudy, but it'll go clear when you heat it up a little bit. So a little bit of oil in the pan. Not an awful lot, just enough to get by. If you don't put oil in the pan, the bacon sticks. So you put oil in the pan. Let the oil get a little bit warm, and then we open up our bacon. Put our rubbish away. I have an empty milk carton here that I forgot to take out from the last session fishing, so I just use it to dump all my rubbish. I'll move my rolls out of the way because I have a rather hungry Robin just wanting to have a wee word with me. Oh, come on, heat up a little bit more, you. Nice and thick, this stuff. We all like nice thick bacon. And then that leaves 3 slices for the next sandwich. Put that back into there. I have the world's bravest robin that's just hopping around my little cooking table there. Oh, now it's up there. Gone away, you're not having a breakfast. These are my bread rolls, not for robins. No, not for robins. You had a worm, now bugger off. Ah. In fact, I'm going to show you that little clip of the robin. Sat right at my feet, attacking a worm. Go on, son, you better get that worm before it crawls away. Quick. Get it. It's crawling away there, that's it, you get it. Where'd you go? It's gone back into its hole. God, I love these wee creatures. Uh-oh, your worm's escaping. Well, he must have had enough. That's another one. English fella just walked down here with a little black shitey dog, and the dog took a shite right there. And I says to him, you know, we better get a bag to pick up your dog shit. And he said, oh, I'll pick it up later, and walked off. After saying, oh, we should see the mess the anglers leave. So we pick up after a dog. I fucking hate this. You go fishing somewhere and people just use the natural beauty of a place as a toilet for their fucking animals. It's 2:20. I'm gonna have another cup of coffee. Humans are just hard work. Hard work. Still haven't caught the thing. But I was looking on YouTube, and I'm not going to show the guy's video. I'm not going to link it to here in this video. I'm not going to try and, you know, dump on the guy's rig. The only reason I'm doing this video is because when I asked him questions about it, and that said it would just be a tangle fest, he got quite rude. So I'm going to show you a picture of a trace that's made up and is for sale on eBay. Yep, those ones. Now typically I tend to buy nothing off eBay for making like homemade traces. I do not do that. Do not buy homemade traces on eBay. Make your own traces. It's not that hard. You've seen me make traces a dozen times on different videos, so making traces is not hard. In that video, here we have a trace, a normal trace. In that video, or that clip, the person basically has a trace and a pop-up like that attached underneath it. And he's done a drawing of how the rig works in the water. Apparently, I'm going to show you that as well. Right, that's now how it's meant to work and how it's meant to look in the water. The only problem with that is that it's going to tie this on here for loose effects. This is now like this on the trace. You'll cast this out, and what will happen? Your pop-ups will float. They will float directly up, and as they float up, they will lift up your trace, so that your trace is in effect basically folded in half. Your pop-ups are out the way, they're floating. So this is to your lead. and now your trace is like this. The pike will come along, munchity, 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 picks up your bait. It has that much of a wire that's left. Some traces, I get that some people are, you know, trying to make a few quid on eBay and trying to make some money and all of that sort of stuff. But it's not pike safe. It isn't pike safe. If you want to pop up your bait, there's another. I think it's the same dude that's probably selling them, where he has the baits, the pop-ups at the very end of his trace. You know, so you have your trebles and then you have your pop-up at the end. That's safe, because as that'll pop up, that will pop up, you know. Let me just clip this in just for a quick second here before so I can show you a bit more. Just wrap this around for a second here. Right. This will pop up and it'll be the full length of your trace off the bottom. Now the pike will come along, munchity, munchity, crunchity, crunchity, and pick up your bait and swim away, and it has all the trace that's there. No tangling, no bite offs, no pike left with trace and wire in its gut. Making your own traces, guys, isn't hard. You know, I look at some of the stuff on eBay and I honestly I kind of cringe. There's a lot of shit out there. You know, you gotta kind of avoid a lot of crap. You know, it's easy to stick a nice flashy, you know, super duper million seller on eBay sticker to a picture. It's easy to do that. It doesn't make the rig pike safe. All it'll do is cause a lot of tangling and potentially bite offs, which isn't what anyone wants. Now I know I'm going to have anglers come out to me and say, I've used that rig before and it's great. Well, I'm going to file you guys in the same sort of pike anglers that come up to me and say, I use fluorocarbon lure traces and I've never been bit off yet. Fluorocarbon's not pike safe. I don't care what anyone says. I'm happy to show people videos of jack pike biting through 100-pound sheer gar or fluorocarbon leaders. You know, so fluorocarbon is not pike safe.
A few moments later.
We're still blanking. Haven't had a run. And it is, I think it's about 3 o'clock. No, it's 3:30. This is number 5 session without a fish. Not enjoying it. Not enjoying it at all. But what can you do? Every now and then I get a quick whiff of dog turd, which is making me think, you know, I should just pack up and go home early. I cannot believe that some guy came down and let his dog take a big steamy crap less than 18 inches from my brolly. And then proceed to give me a sort of passive aggressive, well, you want to see the mess the anglers leave, you know, because that's okay, you know, anglers leave a mess, so that means you can bring your dog down and let it shite everywhere. Two wrongs don't make a right. And as I explained to the gentleman, I don't leave a mess. And because someone else might have left a mess, it's not justification for him not to look after his dog. But he scarpered off. What can you do, people, eh? Ah well. It's almost as infuriating as flicking on the Sky Sports TV to watch your football team and they're still taking a knee, and it's like, is this shit still going on? You know, and then the Millwall fans got booed the taking the knee, and all of a sudden Millwall fans are super racists. Super duper racists. I don't believe that. I don't think that for a second. I think maybe Millwall fans are a bit annoyed with the whole concept of Black Lives Matter because it's a Marxist supremacy movement that's done nothing but cause racial tension and division. The sun has just set over that little bit of a hill there, which means in about 10 minutes time, where we are right now, it'll be very dark. So I'm gonna let it sit and get dark, and hopefully, touching wood, maybe the pike will bite in the last 10 minutes of the day. Though I think today is a lost cause. Bit of a shame. I think I'm going to make the decision to avoid this part of Fermanagh. I'd rather sit in blank in a place like the Upper Lough, where I don't have to you know, deal with humans walking their dogs and letting them shit and piss all over your brolly. I'd rather deal with blank in there than coming to here to blank. It's Monday night, so I guess I could go home and watch the football. Whoever's played for us, usually Monday night football. I get to laugh at the millionaires, the super duper rich sports athletes taking the knee because they're showing solidarity with the whoever it is this week. I guess it must be awesome super duper equality for everyone this week, because they're wearing they have the rainbow stripes, and then they have the on the knees, and awesome. Not quite sure how much more equality the homosexual community are wanting. You know, maybe this is just me being stupid, but even in Northern Ireland, and we have some religious loons in charge of the country. It's weird, Northern Ireland. On one side you have religious loons, on the other side you have, well, Sinn Féin. So, we literally have God and the devil, if you listen to our politics. Depending who you listen to depends on which side plays the devil that week. But however, even in Northern Ireland, the gay people can get married, donate blood, adopt kids, do what they want. Even in Northern Ireland, where if a gay person is fired from their job because they're a homosexual, they can sue the employer for breaching the equality rights or equal rights. So I'm not quite sure what more rights the gay community in the UK want. I mean, the Western world seems to have the same sort of rights for everybody. I mean, even like that, I look at the feminists and I don't know what the feminists want either. You know, they'll still trot out this whole, we get paid less. No, you don't. You know, that's a feminist way of twisting a statistic to make it look like you're the victim. In reality, you get paid the exact same. If I am a cleaner who cleans in a school or an office building, and I am on minimum wage, and someone with tits and a front bum who also cleans in a school or a college or wherever doing the same job I'm doing on minimum wage, we're both getting minimum wage. There is no male privilege fairy that comes and takes money off the minimum wage worker. But if you listen to the purple-haired harpies, then you'd almost think that women are still chained to the kitchen. Their only purpose in life is to cook food and produce babies. Oh, clown world. Clown world. But it's not so bad. I got fishing today. I'm not out tomorrow. I'm out on Wednesday again. I could go out tomorrow, but I'm not doing another 4 sessions in the week and catching nothing. Although this is number 5 session and I've caught nothing. Which is odd, because this particular spot in Fermanagh used to be my go-to place. Even when I was not catching anything, I could always come here and catch fish. So to come here today and catch nothing's been a bit strange. But it does get fished quite a lot. It does get a lot of attention. We still have signs. There must have been a barbecue or a fire or something lit here at the weekend, because there's like burnt wood everywhere. So talking to one of the local guys that came down, he was saying that that's only happened, there was people here over the weekend. So really cold weather, really cold weather keeps those types of angler away. So bring on the cold. I honestly think I might just go and fish the lower. I mean, if I'm going to blank, I'd rather blank somewhere where I don't have, humans bringing their dogs to piss up my brolly and to take a big dump of shit beside it. That's really annoyed me today. To have some guy come down and say, let his dog take a crap less than 18 inches from my brolly, and then say to me, well, the anglers leave a mess. It's like magic. So 2 wrongs make a right. Just because some anglers are arseholes, does that give you like a let my dog shit everywhere pass? What can you do? What can you do? I'd rather blank somewhere on the lower loch where I'm going to sit in a nice clean environment that doesn't have remains of old campfires, and blank there, than come to somewhere like this and blank. Which is sad, because I do actually enjoy this part of the loch. Like I said, we want nice cold, really sub-zero conditions. Get a good hard frost for about a week, maybe a fortnight. That hard frost will push all the pike to the holes they're supposed to be in, and then I'll know where to go and catch them. And hard frosts are always good to keep fair weather anglers away. But I think that's it for today. I think today has been a blank. Thank you to everyone who's watched the vlogs. As normal, all those people that leave comments, I do try and get back to you. I've left links in the description below to get drop arms from Pete Foster. Pete's still running the using the code DSAA to get free postage on orders. So a few people have got back to me, and they've kind of said that they've went and spoke to Pete and they've done their order and blah blah blah, and so anyone that's used the code, cheers, you guys are awesome. Not that it does anything for me, I mean, I don't get personally anything out of it, but it's helping out Pete. and it's getting you guys some fantastic top end drop arms. Like I said, they are the best drop arms I've ever used, without doubt. So now I'm going to bid you farewell, and I'm going to pack up and go home. Cheers guys, tight lines.